it.
Oh, it fell down.
Are you serious?
Hey everyone, welcome back to JR Pro Shot Vids. Today we're going to talk about how to loft a bowling ball and how does lofting affect ball motion.
So today we got Loft City in the house. Gootz. He's going to be showing us how to loft one-handed and how that affects his ball motion, lofting 3 different distances. We also have Jimoo, a two-hander, doing the exact same thing, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to create that loft and when to use it and how to utilize the different ball motion that it provides.
So as you can see out on the lanes today, we've marked 3 different distances. We have a 3-foot, 6-foot, and 9-foot distance marked. So for each of our bowlers today, they're going to use their regular release that lays it down on the foul line, and then loft to 3 feet, 6 feet, and 9 feet, playing the same part of the lane, and we'll see the differences in ball motion that this creates.
The conditions we have out there today are actually pretty perfect. We have a 40-foot challenge pattern that's been bowled on for a few hours. Realistically, loft might be a pretty good asset here on these conditions. So, Gootz, Jimoo, let's hit the lanes.
Gootz is back on the lanes, and it looks like we are doing some lofting today. Today we are lofting on a 3-foot mark, 6-foot mark, and a 9-foot mark. Just like how Jungo and Barker explained earlier on what we're bowling on. We're bowling on a 40 feet 4-1 that's already been bowled on for hours. We're gonna see what it looks like when we have to bowl with loft. Right now I'm gonna throw a normal shot, just like how I normally throw it, just hitting the foul line. Ooh, so you can see that it's burning up, right? That's from people bowling on it all day. We're going to start lofting, and on my normal shot, we'll do a couple at 3 feet, see what it does. Usually when I loft, I stand a little taller, give myself a little bit more leverage. A little better. I got into the pocket. I'm gonna move a little bit more left with that 3-foot loft, and I think I'm there. So let's throw another shot. Money. Closer, very close. Maybe a couple more boards with that 3-foot loft. All right, so you saw what it did at 3 feet. I'm gonna try and get it closer to 6 feet. As you can see, with me trying to loft it, it's really just getting the ball further down the lane. So stand tall again, let's hit it. There we go. Money. So as you guys see at 6 foot, it was perfect. I'm gonna throw another one at 6 feet, and you're gonna see this ball drive through the pins again. Ooh, a little high. I may have gotten a little short of 6 feet, but you can see that if I do miss a little shorter, the ball does pick up a little earlier. And like I said, with my little loft, it's really gonna get that ball extended down the lane a little further, especially how dry it is now. I'm not really moving my feet anymore. So let's try and hit 9 feet. 9 feet is where the black piece of tape is, if you guys can see it, and just throw some good balls.
Are you serious?
Really? That was a good shot. I missed a little bit short of the line. Probably got to 8 feet. If I get it past that, see what happens. There it is. So 9 feet loft, getting it down the lane, really pushed further, gave me a lot more back end reaction. The ball didn't lose energy, which is perfect. So when your conditions start to burn up like this, that's where I actually get better. I'm able to use a little bit of loft with a little bit of my rotation and rev rate to really get that ball down the lane. I do love laying it down, but when it gets to this level and this deep, I'm your man. All right, we'll send it off to the two-hander Jimoo.
Jimoo here, two-hander. As you saw, Gootz just threw all the different types of lofts. Before we get into how we loft two-handed, it's very similar to the one-handed, your second hand's just on there, but I'm gonna talk about some misconceptions. First off, when people think of lofting the ball higher, they think of using more of their arms, and that's completely wrong. You wanna make sure you're using more of your legs and making sure that you project the ball out on the lane. The second misconception is that lofting is only used for when you need to stand far inside the pattern and lofting the gutter cap. Even though I say stupid ball return, it's actually not always used just for this. You can also use it as the fronts are starting to dry up. You need to clear the first part of the lane so the ball can find some actual oil and react properly down lane. And as Gootz said before, you can use loft to help the ball skid a bit further down the lane. That way it can enter the skid, hook, and roll phase properly. Enough talking, let's bowl. So similar to Gootz, we're gonna start with my normal release, which is just laying it at the foul line. I do have a little bit of natural loft, so it won't be right at the foul line, just a little bit though. Really good shot there. As you can tell, we got a little bit of burn here. So we're gonna try some loft. So as you saw, the ball picked up and went right through the face. We're gonna try the 3-foot loft, which is the red line. Jungo, good luck on the camera. And we're gonna see if this ball can strike. As you can see, it's definitely skidding further down the lane before it's starting to hook. That's a really good sign. Making sure we use those legs. One more time, 3 feet. So as you can see, with just a tiny bit of loft, it's already changing the reaction down lane. So we're gonna see some more extreme loft, go to 6 feet, and see if the ball can still make the corner. Okay, just like me, we're going to 6 feet now, and we're gonna try to hit the blue marking down lane, stand in the same spot. Whoa! So as you can see, we went a little bit past the blue, but that's okay. That loft is making sure we project down. It's skidding way further, getting down the lane, but that's much better than having the ball roll early on it. One more for 6 feet. Oh, sweet shot there. Gootz said we hit the blue tape, which is a really good sign. 6 feet down. Let's go to our final marking, 9 feet away from the foul line. All right, we double bounced the ball, but it was a little bit short of the black tape. But once again, the more we loft, the further it's skidding, the longer before it enters that roll phase. And a reminder to stand up straighter. Trip it! Oh, it fell down. Little bit outside, but that's okay because we cleared the front part of the lane. It made sure we found some fresh oil, found the hook, and rolled right into the pocket there, tripping the 2. Okay, let's get Gootz back in real quick. Gootski!
All right, question time with Jimoo and Gootz here. What's the question?
The question is today, do you use loft as an adjustment? Gootz?
Yep, I do. So sometimes when the fronts are gone and I still don't want to play deep, loft it a little bit, like at the 3-foot to 6-foot mark, just to get the ball down the lane further. Still looking for that reaction because I don't want to stand too far left and having the ball skid too far. How about you?
I use it a little bit. Thankfully, he taught me how to do it, and it's actually very useful, as I said, if the fronts are gone and you need to find some fresh oil. But let us know down in the comments below, do you use loft as an adjustment? Okay, Gootz left, but let's go to Jungo and Barks.
Move! Jungo and Barks here, wrapping up the how-to loft. As you may have noticed, Jimoo a 2-hander, Gootz a 1-hander, very similar methods of lofting. Standing up a little taller, using their legs to drive up a little bit more, right? And projecting the ball out on the lane. We're not throwing the ball up, we're throwing the ball out on the lane. So now that you know how to loft, Barks, what does this do to ball reaction?
Lofting it a little bit further out onto the lane is just going to delay that ball motion a little bit, help the ball clear the front part of the lane, and save some energy for the back end.
As you saw perfectly with Gootz, he lays his ball down really early naturally, so he went through the face. He lofted 3 feet, it was a little high in the pocket, left a 4-9, and then he lofted 6 feet, was dead flush, and then he lofted 9 feet, left an 8-pin. How perfect is that? So as you can see, just with those 4 shots playing the same line with different projections of loft, he got the ball to delay a little bit further. Just that extra foot or 2 of skid, you can really see what the difference is down lane going through the pins.
As you saw in the vid today, we got a couple cool shirts out in our boys today. We got a Stupid Ball Return, Loft City, Eat, Sleep, Bowl, Repeat. If you're looking for a new piece of apparel, something from our shop, hit jrproshop.threadless.com.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next vid.